y'all ready to talk about these 24 T-style patterns? And I know you're wondering, like, Rochelle, what the heck is a T-style pattern? Well, let me tell you. I'm going to be sharing with you 8 TNT patterns, which stands for tried and true. 8 patterns that I want to try it. That's the ones that I want to try out. And then 8 patterns that's totally trash that I have made and I refuse to make it again. Now, if that's some content you would like to see, please continue to watch.
I got it like that. Yeah, I got it like that. I got it like that. Baby, I'm a big deal, I got it like that. I did it again, who told you that I was finished? Fresh off the point.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you those 24 T-style patterns. Like I just mentioned, it's 8 patterns that are my TNT or tried and true patterns. 8 patterns that are patterns that I want to try them or try it. And then 8 patterns that I have already tried and I'm going to mark them as totally trash. All right. Now, before we get started, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. Hello, Ciao, Guten, Aloha, Hola, Konnichiwa, Gwaan, Sabonani, Shalom, Bonjour, Tarve. If you're returning, you guys know what to do. Quick snack, something to drink, grab those notebooks because you might want to take some notes. So in order to keep this video short, sweet, and to the point, give you all the deets and the news that you can use on this video, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so first things first, you guys know for the whole month of June, we are doing hot girl summer for new look patterns. So if you missed it, my video, I'm going to have you go back to those videos by linking them in the description box below. Open it up and there's more content to everything that I'm going to be sharing in this video. You can see in the description box below underneath other videos mentioned. Also, I'll be putting videos on the end screen as well. Now, let's go ahead and get into this video. But first, let me tell you what I have on before you ask. Now, this is the Evie top by my girl, Stephanie from Sew with Stephanie. I made this top, I believe, last year, and I believe it's still going on. She still have it on her website. I'll link to it in the description box below if you are interested in creating it. Now, I have a whole complete pattern review video for this top that has business in the front, but sexiness in the back, if you know what I'm saying. I'm going to put a couple of pictures up right here so you're able to see that. But I did a complete pattern review for this Evie top designed by my girl Stephanie from Sew with Stephanie. So make sure you look in the description box below if you are interested in this pattern. All right, so that's what I have on. So let's go ahead and first, let's start high, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about my 8 TNT pattern because I'm going to give you 24 because these was 20, 24, all right? So first things first, you guys know I love this pattern. And oh, by the way, all these patterns are new look patterns because it's hot girl summer for new look this month. So we're going to be talking a lot about new look patterns as well this month. So first pattern is a jacket pattern. And this one is new look 6035. Now, y'all know I have done this jacket so many times. I have filmed it 3 times so far. And I will definitely link to the last one in the description box below. So the first time I filmed it, it was in my old house in South Carolina. And I don't know. That was in my early days of filming. So I'm going to say the quality was not all that great. The second time I filmed it, for some reason, I forgot to take the music out. So the music was louder than what I was talking. So I was like, you know what? Scratch that. Let's record it with no music, no nothing, just complete solo. So I did that, and I'm going to put the last one that I did in the description box below, which is the white jacket that I did for, I think it was the Code series, by the way. So I'll go ahead and put it up here so you're able to see it and also link to it in the description box below. Let's talk about the next pattern. So the next pattern is a dress that I created as part of the dress series. And this one is new look 6692. It is no surprise because when I did the pattern review for this pattern, you guys was like, Rochelle, would you do a sew along for this pattern? And it was more of you guys were getting caught up with the shearing that's on the back of the pattern and how to attach the lining to make sure that everything is concealed. instead of any type of loose seam. So I was glad to provide you guys with that sew along for that as well. And by the way, that's one of the top sew alongs that you guys love on my channel. There's another pattern as well. That's a simplicity pattern. It's the tailored coat that you guys love that video as well. I will put both of these videos up on the screen. Also, it's going to be in the description box below as well. But once again, it is the dress, and I think it's called the high-low dress as part of the dress series that I did back in 2022. But once again, this pattern is New Look 6692. Let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. So the next TNT pattern, I did not do a sew along for this because Miss Anita from Anita by Design did, okay? As part of her beginner's course, I think is what it was, many moons ago. When I say many moons ago, I think she filmed this about 6 years ago. And I was so inspired. I picked up the pattern and I did this before I was even on YouTube, okay? But this pattern is New Look 6458, okay? So with this pattern, you could do the top, there's a dress, and there's a pair of pants for that as well. So with the top, there's a sleeveless option and a short sleeve option. So you can make you a complete wardrobe. And if you work in corporate America, you can use this pattern and sew everything, hack it, and build you a nice wardrobe, okay? But once again, it's New Look 6458. Let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. So the next pattern was part of my business wardrobe series, also the skirt series. So it was a lot of different series going on with this pattern. I also have a complete sew along for this pattern as well. It's New Look 6697. You guys, I love like this crop button down top as well as the skirt. Now the skirt I have made 3 times. The top I have made like 2 times. So this is a good TNT pattern. It's like 5 pattern pieces or less for both the top and the skirt. So you definitely, if you don't have this pattern, I'm going to say run and pick it up or pick it up on simplicity.com during the next sale. All right. But once again, it's New Look 6697. Let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. So the next pattern, Montoya did the sew along for this one. I have also created this one. I want to say I have it 3 times for myself. So I did it in both, I believe all 3 times are in African print, Ankara print, African print, Ankara print, okay? So one time I did this in a, like a blue and red. I'll put it up on the screen. I did that one, and then I created one in like this white fabric with red and blue as part of, I know I did this one when I did the Ankara challenge with Hey Marika Mitchell. It was pretty much, you know, a challenge that was going on where we passed the thread and you show what you're going to make for Ankara week. But this was like way back in 2020, okay? So I did it then. And you know what? I still have it and I haven't worn it in such a long time. So it's time for me to pull that thing out, okay? So I probably will wear it next week. And then I created it 3 more times for individuals who wanted that and paid me for that duster situation, all right? But Montoya Mayo did a complete sew along for this pattern. And then I also believe she did another hat for this pattern as well, the duster. But once again, it's New Look 6514, and that is one of my TNT patterns, all right? Let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. So the next pattern is a wrap top. Now, I did a sew along for this one, and I almost forgot that I did a sew along for this one, but this is New Look 6560. Now, this is a TNT pattern, and I have given it away because when I lost weight, it just would not fit at the top portion because I was a lot smaller when I first moved here to Florida. During COVID, we picked up some weight, but right now we are definitely losing the weight, okay? So with that being said, I did give it away. I made it in like a really light, like a pink, no, I'm sorry, not pink, but purple and blue checker style fabric. I can't remember what the fabric was. I think the fabric was a lightweight, like buffalo plaid or something like that. But anyway, I made that top like in 2020, 2021. Love it and miss the fact that I no longer have it. All right, so I might be pulling this pattern out sometime in the near future and sew it again. But once again, it's New Look 6560. Let's move over to the next pattern. So the next pattern, you guys know I have used this pattern so many times. I have a sew along for it. You guys love how I do the collar for button down shirts. But this one is New Look 6698, one of my TNT patterns. I love this top, okay? So I'm gonna put a picture up so you're able to see it as well. Well, the thumbnail to the video as well. But this one, I have sewn this top 3 times, just the pattern itself. Then when I did Star Wars shirts for the entire family for May the 4th be with you, I think I did that in 2022. I took the sleeves and added it onto a Mimi G pattern, which that Mimi G pattern, I believe, is Simplicity 8889. It was the button down shirt with kind of like a high-low hem. And I just added the puff sleeves on that to make my top as well. So with that, I have jazzed up the sleeve on other patterns with this pattern, New Look 6698. And I will continuously use this pattern because the sleeves, OMG. Those are sleeves are us, okay? If you know, you know. Let's go ahead and move over to the last pattern that is my TNT pattern, and I know you guys know what that is. So the last pattern that's my TNT pattern is a pair of cargo pants, and you guys know that I love these cargo pants. I wear them all the time, okay? And I'm in the process of making 2 more pairs. It's New Look 6644. I have a complete sew along for these cargo pants. I'll put it up here so you're able to see it. But once again, the cargo pants is, it's so good, okay? You don't need to make many adjustments. I also showed you how to measure your crotch curve, your crotch depth, how to size up the pattern in that video. But once again, it's New Look 6644. Now, those are all of the 8 TNT patterns. Let's go ahead and move over to those 8 patterns that I want to try them to see if it's worth my time, okay? So let's go ahead and get into those 8 patterns that I want to try out. So let's get with the first pattern. So the first pattern that I want to try out is a button-down shirt. I know Grace from So Lovely with Grace, I think she sewed this pattern like 2 or 3 times. I know she made it for her husband. I'll go ahead and link to Grace's channel in the description box below. But this pattern is New Look 6197. Now, I literally have cut this pattern out, but I just have never made it. I cut the pattern out, but I've never cut out fabric for it or anything. So this is my chance to definitely make some button-down shirt, or this button-down shirt, I should say, for this pattern. Now, this pattern has been cut out. I don't even want to tell you how long it's been cut out, but it's been cut out since I purchased it in like 2018, okay? We're in 2020. It's been 6 years, and I don't even know if the size that I cut will work, but guess what? If it doesn't, we're going to size that pattern up, because I don't even know if you can still get this pattern at Joann's. A lot of the Joann's are getting rid of New Look patterns, or no longer, I should say no longer selling New Look patterns, but you can purchase this on simplicity.com. All right, so let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern that I want to try out. So the next pattern that I want to try out is a super easy dress, okay? Have a V-neck. So this pattern is New Look 6298. It is like a V-neck. You can either do like a V-neck on this one, or a scoop neck as well. So that's one of the things that I want to try out. This would be a really good dress that I could do for the fall, use a little knit, you know, and make it do what it do. But this has been on my list to do since it came out, okay? But once again, it's New Look 6298. Let's move over to the next pattern. So the next pattern is a cape style pattern. And this one is a 2-tone. I believe Mimi G did this pattern before. It's New Look 6324. Now with this one, because I do not stay in a climate where it gets really, really cold, this has been placed on my fall list many, many years. I want to say at least 5 years, okay? I still haven't gotten around to it. Now, when I stayed in South Carolina, now I have only been here in Florida coming up actually, you know what? Next Saturday, well, this upcoming Saturday, June 15th, we'll make 4 years here in Florida, living here in Orlando, Florida. So prior to moving here in Orlando, Florida, I did stay in a climate that got cold. We actually had winters, right? But here in Florida, there's no such thing as winter. It's like spring, summer all the time. You barely get fall. It's like a touch and go with fall as well. But this one has been on my list many years, and I still haven't gotten around to it. But this is one that I still want to try, even if I have to make it in a fleece and just put it on and go out the door just to say I made it and wear it from time to time. But I think this pattern will be a good pattern to do. Once again, it's New Look 6324. Let's move over to the next one. Next pattern is 6341, a dress. Now, for this pattern, I already have fabric. I have showed what I was gonna make, okay? So it is this blue moon style Ankara print that I want to do this dress in. Now, there's a hack that I want to do for this dress that I have seen years ago. I still have the inspiration photo pinned up on my board over here. And I'm still going to use that fabric. Now, when I get around to this one, a couple of hacks would be to add some sleeves. Of course, you guys know I am a sleeve girl. I am not a typical sleeveless girl, period. I love some sleeves, okay? Because I can roll it up, roll it down whenever I get ready. If it's sleeveless, I cannot do that, all right? But once again, I want to do this pattern. It's New Look 6341. Let's go ahead and get over to the next pattern. The next pattern, this pattern has been on my list since 2017 or 2018, okay? Since it came out, really. Now, I also have fabric in my stash for it. I purchased the fabric from fabric.com years ago, okay? Over 5 years ago, all right? And this pattern is New Look 6421. I am super interested in doing the top and the pants as well, what you see the model wearing, view B and view D. That's exactly what I want to do. So I have like this, I don't even know what the real true color is. It's a blue, but it's not like your average royal blue. It's more like a slate blue. It's a slate blue, like a grayish blue style fabric that I purchased in a crepe. So that's what I'm interested in doing for this set, New Look 6421. I still have it in my stash. I just need to pull it out and sew it up. I might make that happen, all right? But once again, it's New Look 6421. Let's move over to the next pattern. The next pattern that I want to try out is New Look 6411. Now, this is just like your basic dress with some zippers right here at your shoulders. So I think that this one is like a super simple dress. So that's why I want to try it out, because it's super simple, okay? So once again, this pattern is New Look 6411. Let's move over to the last pattern. So the last pattern that I want to try as part of, you know, the 24 T style pattern, for 8 of them is going to be my tried and true. 8 of them is going to be the patterns that I want to try out and see if it fits what I want to do. And then I'm going to talk about the 8 totally trash patterns that I have already tried myself. All right. So the last pattern in the try it section would be New Look 6545, which is a bomber jacket. Now, I have said this before, you guys, before you guys even asked me about the bomber jacket so long, I just need to edit the video, okay? So I just need to edit the footage. You guys know your girl's been frock telling. April and May, you guys know your girl has been out of town for work. I had Mother's Day. I had a lot of things going on in the month of May, okay? So we are here, and I didn't forget about you guys. No, I did not. It is literally filmed. I just need to edit the video, take some photos. And I think there's one thing at the very end that I need to do for the bomber jacket pattern. The bomber jacket pattern that I'm talking about is Simplicity 8418. So before you even comment and ask me about that so long, I know I did not forget, all right? But let's get back to this New Look pattern. So it's New Look 6545. It is a flight jacket slash bomber jacket. Now, I know you guys have asked me, would I consider doing like a bomber jacket series? I may consider doing that because I did find 4 bomber jacket style patterns that may be good That may be good to do, okay? Now, would I do it this year? Absolutely not. Your girl is booked and busy for the rest of the year. Now, would I put it on next year? Possibly. Possibly, because next year's already looking pretty good. Okay? Just to be honest, it's already looking good with some things that I will be a part of that I cannot share right now, but it's looking good already for next year. All right? So those are all 8 patterns that I want to try out. Let's go ahead and get into the 8 patterns that I find for myself. Now, you do not have to agree. We can agree to disagree. Let me put that out there. These are just 8 patterns that I find for myself to be totally trash. These are patterns that I sewed up that I know for me, I will not reach for and sew them again. Absolutely not. And I'm going to tell you why. So let's go ahead and get into the first pattern that I find to be totally trash. All right. So the first trash pattern, I actually have a sew along for it. Okay. I'm not saying don't go to the sew along. I'm not saying that. You can go to the sew along and see for yourself. But the reason why I find this pattern to be totally trash is if you're a girl with hips like me, I had some puckers at the hips. Even though I graded the hips like I normally do and don't have any problem. But this pattern right here, my friend, it gave me so many issues at the hips, okay? Because my hips are wide. I'm not gonna lie, my hips is wide. My hips was wide then and they still wide now. And they ain't gonna change, okay? However, for this pattern, New Look 6702, I love the fabric that I chose. I'm going to put it up on the screen so you're able to see it. Now, I made the photos look amazing. I will say thank my daughter for that. However, I knew when I took this off, it was going to be a donate to my sister. Reason being is I could not, for the love of this fabric, keep it and have the little puckers going on at the side. I just could not do it, so I just went ahead and gave it away. But the first pattern that I find to be totally trash, look 6702. Let's go ahead and move over to the next totally trash pattern. All right, so the next totally trash pattern is New Look 6374. Now, you guys know that, here's the thing. The pattern itself is just, I don't know. I still wear this top to work, okay? Because I can wear it to work. Now, would I sew this pattern again? Absolutely not. But this pattern is a tunic. And the tunic that I'm talking about is New Look 6374, which I find to be a totally trash pattern. Not in terms of its instructions or anything. It's just, I wouldn't sew this pattern again. The instructions are fine, but the way that they have you do the placket is just nah. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. I did not do a sew along for this, but I did do a pattern review for it. But I know for me now, I wouldn't sew it again. All right. But once again, it's New Look 6374. Let's go ahead and move over to the next totally trash pattern. So the next pattern that I'm going to rate as totally trash pattern is New Look 6512. Now, there's 2 reasons why I'm saying this pattern is totally trash. Okay. First of all, the sizing. It does not accommodate someone with bigger busts and bigger hips like myself, okay? I tried this pattern, sewed it up and everything, and yes, the pink dress looked cute and it's still in my closet. However, I would not do this pattern again. Now, let me put it like this. I wouldn't do the dress again. I might consider doing the top. If you have sewn this top or you know somebody that have sewn the top, I'm going to search the hashtag on Instagram to see, because baby, the hip area, I have to size up way too much to where it distorts the pattern a little bit. So once again, I'm putting this pattern on a totally trash patterns. And the elastic part that you put at the shoulders, you don't need all that elastic. You only need 2 rows. You don't even need all 3, to be honest, okay? So that's why I'm putting this in a totally trash pattern. But once again, it's New Look 6512. Let's go ahead and move over to the next one. So the next pattern, 6515. This pattern right here is totally trash. Like, I I don't even really want to talk about these pants, okay? Let me put it like this. I'm confused to if it's supposed to be super baggy pants or not. Looking at the model, it looks like it's not super baggy on her. Now, for this one, I remember like cutting a size 14 because I was super slim back then, right? When I sewed up this pattern. However, it seemed like I cut a size 20 because it was super baggy, super off. Everything was off about this pattern. So that's why I'm rating this one as a super, totally trash pattern, okay? Once again, it's New Look 6515. Let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. So the next pattern, I sewed this pattern up in collaboration with Simply Delilah. Delilah from Simply Delilah. We did a collaboration for hashtag So Much Color that I did back in 2022. And we did the color black. Was the color that I gave her to choose from. And literally, the photos came out cute. Don't get me wrong. However, I would not sew this again. This top made me look like I was preggo. We ain't there, okay? My son is soon to be 9, okay? Like, his birthday is in a few days, but I'm not having no more kids. Forget it, okay? Don't even ask in that sense. However, I love kids. Don't get me wrong, but I like the kids that I can give back, okay? It's like a give back moment. Go fund them, okay? All right, but okay, so let me stop playing for a second. New Look 6518. The top, no. It's just an absolutely no for me. Totally trash for me. I actually just boxed up a lot of clothes when I was cleaning out my closet to give to my sister, and she has this now, okay? The set that you guys just seen, she has that set now, but once again, this pattern is New Look 6518. Let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. So the next totally trash pattern, now I sewed this pattern before I was on YouTube, and this pattern is New Look 6371. Like, literally, this pattern I feel was a waste of time to even put out. Honestly. I don't know. I don't know why it did not work out for me. I don't know if it was more of kind of like that handkerchief hem or something like that. I don't know. But this was one of the patterns that didn't work out for me. So I'm definitely going to put it on the totally trash pattern. You may like it, but definitely, if you like this pattern, try it out yourself and then see if it's a totally trash pattern for you as well. But once again, it's New Look 6371. Let's go ahead and move over to the next one. So the next totally trash pattern that I think, like I said, it's my opinion, totally trash patterns that I'm thinking is totally trash, this one is a skirt. Now, you know, your girl don't sew a lot of skirts, even though I love skirts. It's just I don't sew a lot of skirts now because, you know, I don't need them. But this one is New Look 6437. And why am I calling this pattern totally trash? It's totally trash. It's literally, it's giving trash vibes, okay? So I sewed this pattern. I did not document the process because it was trash after being done. This is basically like your A-line dress with A-line skirt, and you just put a sash on it. Nothing to it. Like, there's nothing to this dress, really, at all. But I'm putting this in the totally trash pattern. Once again, it's New Look 6437. Let's go ahead and get over to the last pattern that I find to be totally trash. So the last pattern that I find to be totally trash, New Look 6312. And even though I said 6512 is trash, this one's trash too. It's 6312, and this one is a skirt. So this one is like a panel skirt. You could do 2 different colors. You could do a print and a solid. You could do whatever you want. Now, the reason why I find this one to be totally trash is because it's too much going on if you try to do the color blocking, honestly, okay? It did not work out for me. Plus, your girl liked patterns with a waistband. There was one view that had a waistband, but I don't think the waistband was high enough for my liking. I'm not a fan who likes like yokes. I don't like yokes. I like an actual waistband not like a yoke facing to put it on the inside of the skirt and then you don't have a waist. No, that's not going to work for me. All right. But those are all 24 T style patterns. 8 of them are TNT. 8 of them are patterns that I want to try out. And 8 of those are totally trash patterns. All right. Now tell me which patterns you like as part of the 8 patterns from my tried and true. The 8 from the ones that you would like to try from that group. And then tell me which one you find to be totally trash from the group that I showed you as well. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. And if this video was educational, inspiring, and fun, please do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, also smash that notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So I'll catch you in the next video. And as always, keep sewing. Y'all be quiet. Jesus. One more conversation, y'all going to bed.
My hair stay late and you know I get paid. $100 bills, I got racks on the way. I'm making them big moves, I won't stay quiet. 5'6", but I feel like a giant. I got the sauce, I am